the last student, who is Lisa Ricci. Ciao Lisa.
Good evening, everybody. I will share. Can you see the presentation?
I see you, but not still the desktop, the video. Okay.
Now?
It's okay. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
You can
okay, just a moment.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. I am Lisa Ricci, and I hold a bachelor in geology and then a Master of Science in Geological Sciences and Technology, both at the University of Perugia. Afterwards, I started a fellowship in fluid geochemistry, and in this period, I have studied the chemical and isotopic composition of waters from rivers and springs from central Italy, and I also took part of a paper about the geogenic carbon dioxide flux related to the late Pleistocene Tivoli travertines. And thereafter, I started a second fellowship in cosmochemistry, where I've studied for a month the chemical, isotopic composition and physical features of meteorites. And this fellowship was related to the Rockstar project and funded by the National Institute of Nuclear Physics. Nowadays, talking my current project, it is related to the tectonic and volcanic degassing along the European Cenozoic rift system, origin of fluids and quantification of process. I can't go ahead. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Okay, a brief introduction. In order to estimate the current amount of carbon dioxide released by the Earth to the atmosphere, it is crucial to take into account each source of carbon dioxide. So, air degassing is not only related to active volcanic area or geothermal areas. In fact, it is well known that the air degassing is a phenomenon related to tectonically active areas, like, for example, collisional margins, rift zones, hydrothermal, and even inactive volcanic area. Now, rift areas are less studied, and in particular, there are no data about the degassing process in a passive rift system. Hence, the idea to study the European Cenozoic rift system, which is a passive rift system which extends in the Alpine foreland for about 1,100 kilometers, and the main objective of this project is the quantitative estimation of the carbon dioxide released by the entire area. But because of the huge extension of the acreage, some large test areas have been selected, and these areas are the Olot volcanic field in the northeastern Spain, the massive central area in the central southern French, and the Upper Ringgraben and Eiffel volcanic field, both in Germany. Now, the massive central area was already partially investigated during my master thesis, and I have a huge database which includes about 100 of points with their relative chemical and isotopic composition. And I am actually working in order to expand this database, also taking into account the COVID state. Talking about expecting results, First of all, I will characterize the circulating fluids in terms of chemical and isotopic composition. And I will compare this information with the chemical and isotopic composition of paleofluids inferred from fluid inclusion data. The main expected result is the quantitative estimation of carbon dioxide flux related to aqueous area, and this result will provide new quantitative data on rift degassing and first data on rift degassing of passive rift degassing. And finally, I will compare this result with the gassing related to other rift zones, like, for example, the Rift Valley, and with the gassing related to other geodynamic contexts, like hotspot, volcanic arc, and also the Italian Apennine. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Your research topic seems to be already well defined. Congratulations. And okay, there are any questions? Hemin?
Yes, may I ask a question without being labeled the guy who asks many questions? Anyway, okay, Lisa, I enjoyed your presentation. Could you show your slides again, please? One of the first slides when you are showing a subduction zone and then a basin.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
I think this.
Yeah, that one there.
Okay. Can you see?
Yes, I see it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I have only a comment about this. Where did you copy this image from?
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
It is from Foley and Fisher.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, I don't blame you for this one, but it's very funny that you are forming a basin in the continent and the continent is still very thick. So that picture shows that the whole system is out of balance. There is no isostatic equilibrium there. Anyway, it's not your fault. We have copied it there. I just wanted to see it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And, Ulrich.
Ciao, Lisa. Thank you for your presentation. My question refers to, you showed the images from France where you had localized degassing. Are you targeting areas where you have visible degassing, or do you also plan to measure diffuse soil degassing?
I will take into account diffuse degassing and also the carbon dioxide dissolved in water. So the main expected result is to study the total flux of carbon dioxide, and I hope I will realize a probability map of carbon dioxide gassing.
Okay. For the Eiffel volcanic field, you showed a nice picture from some mass in the Western Eifel. I think the strongest soil degassing, localized but also diffuse, is taking place near the Lacher See, which is the second last big eruption in the Eifel, and it's in the eastern Eifel volcanic field. And just to let you know, there's also a couple of companies that have wells where they extract CO2 from the ground to make bubbly water.
Okay, this is really interesting, and the Eiffel zone will be the last investigated zone, so I take into account this precious information. Thank you.